City of Stevens Point Board of Public Works Committee meeting, recorded May 10, 2021.
Okay, at 6:36 p.m., I will call the Board of Public Works meeting to order. Trish, could you get a roll call, please?
Sure. Mayor Wiesa.
Here.
Jeremy Slowinski. Thought I saw him on there.
Here. Sorry.
Corey Laddick.
Here.
Mary Kneebone.
Here.
John Morrow.
Here.
Ginger Keemer.
Here.
Mikira Zirazua.
Here.
Okay, we have everyone present. First item on the agenda is the director's report. Director Badun, I'll turn it over to you.
All right. Just a couple of things that I have this month. Last month, Alder Kneebone had asked about alleys, so I wanted to make sure we covered that. And really just a short report on there. We're putting together a project for that, which we are hopeful. We are a little behind, I have to admit, hopefully get out next month. So I don't think we'll have it ready to approve at council next month, but we will have it out next month. And that should happen later this summer. The second thing I have is the street improvements project, which is just another quick note to everyone to let everyone know if they've seen that that project has commenced. So pavement is being removed today and things will continue from there. So anyone traveling to the north side will probably be met with some road closure signs.
Or anyone living on the north side, as you know, I've got one way to my house now, so we're good. Thank you, Director. Moving on to our action items. Item number 2 is to accept the ordinance amendments as they relate to parking. Director, anything to add?
Just one thing I wanted to point out, most of it is just cleanups and some things working with the police department there is noted in the memo. It's just the only thing that really doesn't fall into that category, I'd say, is the creation of permitted parking, which is also included there. If there's any questions, I can try to answer those, but that's what we have for this one.
Okay. Committee members, what are your wishes?
Tomorrow, this is move to approve the minutes.
Not the minutes. These are ordinance amendments as they relate to parking. Is that correct?
Sorry, the ordinance amendments.
Thank you, sir. Is there a second?
I'll second. This is Alder Slowinski. I have just a quick comment, just a general comment.
Great. Slowinski seconds. Alder Slowinski.
It looks like we have like a for our meeting stuff, and I'm not seeing the memo that he just referenced.
Okay, yes, there should have been.
And again,
Page 5 on my agenda talks about the ordinance. That's a memo.
Okay,
Page 6 is the actual ordinance.
all right, I must not, and I'm basically just pulling it right off the city website, and
Okay, Logan.
so I can pull up the agenda.
Logan, you have your hand up. What's up?
I do. I'm trying to access it off the city website now, the agenda, and all I can get is the cover sheet. The agenda items and files tab on Civic Clerk doesn't include any links to the actual items, and downloading the packet only gives the cover sheet.
Right, that's exactly what I ran into.
Okay, stand by. I'm checking.
The problem I had was the page numbering and the page 2 on the through Civic Clerk. There was nothing on it. So what I ended up doing was kind of doing it as we did it before. Old school. I downloaded the whole thing, and I bet you that's why. That's
Okay.
my fault. I didn't realize it wasn't going to show up on there.
Okay.
Yeah, because I did. I mean, the other meeting packets have links. This one just doesn't. So yeah, maybe that's what
Yeah,
it was.
because it was all one packet, one PDF. That's why.
Right. Okay.
Okay, I wasn't aware of that till just now.
Thank you. Logan?
Yeah, just real quick. Obviously, it's good that with this coming up right now, we have a very short agenda, but I think probably the smart thing just for anybody who's listening in would be to just briefly read through what this particular ordinance amendment happens to be.
Absolutely. And I can do that for you here. I get hard copies, so at least on the ones that share. So I'm going to read Director Badun's memo verbatim. The ordinance amendment of section 9.05 sub A 5 and 6, repealing no parking 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. the amendment of section 9.05 sub A2, amending no parking 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. The amendment of section 9.05 J20, amending no parking here to the corner, and amending section 9.05 sub B 28 and 29, creating no parking 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. and the amendment of section 8.09 sub 2 sub D sub 1, amending municipal lots, are all a result of continued efforts organizing and streamlining the ordinances and to be more consistent with a unified time restriction. The ordinance amendment of section 9.05 sub F4, amending 15-minute parking, the amendment of section 9.05 sub G133, amending no parking, and the amendment of section 9.05 sub J172, creating no parking here to the corner, and the amendment of section 9.05 sub AA 3N, creating permit parking, are all a result of requests made by the Stevens Point Police Department. And then, of course, it lays these out very briefly. We have amending no parking here to the corner on the north side of Stanley Street at 4th Avenue. That corner by the house across the street from the hospital. Proposed amendment, no parking 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. is on the south side of Stanley Street, directly adjacent to the hospital parking lot. The repeal of no parking 8 to 4 is on the east side of that Fremont Street. Again, adjacent to the St. Michael's Hospital Ascension parking lot. The proposed creation of no parking 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Relates to what is listed here as Stanley Street and Fremont around Holy Spirit Parish School. The permit parking creation is between 3rd and Strong's with Great Lakes to the north and the backs of the Main Street buildings to the south. That is creating a dozen reserved permit parking spots in that lot. The no parking here to the corner is on Main Street, near on the north side of Main Street, near the beginning of Church Street and crossing over. So it'd be the north side, which would be the church and the former Shopko parking lot. Amending the 15-minute parking zone is in front of what would be the post office, and there's a little that's on Main Street, again, the post office and the building adjacent to the post office. And amending no parking is directly across on the north side of Main Street from the just south of the Shopko parking lot on Main Street. I can go through those again, but I don't have a map I can share. Does anybody need clarification on that? Okay. Trish, I got a little off track there. Did I get a motion?
No.
I did with Slawinski. No, I did with Slawinski.
I had a motion.
Or Morrow and
I'm sorry.
Slawinski.
To approve.
Yes, I'm sorry.
I seconded it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You're correct.
Oh,
You're correct.
All right. So we have a motion by Morrow and a second by Slawinski. Alder Slawinski, did you need any additional comments?
No, that I appreciate you reading that through.
So-
And
Yes, I do
just
too.
moving on for the next agenda item. I don't know if there's, I just sent Tricia a request if she could just email me the information so that I have it.
We've got Ross Rettler on.
Okay.
Plus the Parks Director and our Public Works Director to answer questions on that one. Sean Morrow, Alder Morrow, you have a question or comment?
Yes, I have a question. Because the packet did not end up going through, I wanted to ask the chair if maybe they wanted to hold over till the full city council for alders or whoever wanted to get the packet would be able to actually see it. I know with me, we had like 5 emails. I knew the problems that the clerk was the clerk was having. So the last email I had did have the entire packet, but for others out there, it might be easier if they're concerned that there might be something that they missed to maybe put it into the full city council agenda?
Here's what I would ask. First of all, we've got a motion and a second. We can certainly explain things here. Everything that this committee does, as with other committees, they are advisory to the council. So if we want to get information, ask questions, I would ask that we do it now. And if the body chooses not to send forward a recommendation to council, they can certainly do that. My biggest curiosity right now is how we didn't find out about any of the online stuff until tonight. I would assume that people generally check their agendas before meeting night, so I'm not sure why we had. Thank you, Makira. I don't know why we weren't made aware of it, and I apologize for that. We will double check everything relating to agendas going forward. We're still transitioning a little bit with civic clerk, so I apologize again for the lack of information in the agenda, but it was legally noticed. We are not necessarily required to provide that supporting document, but we want to make sure that everyone, including citizens or alders, have the ability to understand what we're voting on completely. So is there anyone who wishes to make some additional comments? Alder Shore.
Thank you, Mayor. Just to say that having the map in addition to the text is so helpful.
It is, it's hard to explain.
Because yeah, if I was just reading the text, obviously I'm above all interested in Stanley, Fremont to, I guess, Illinois. And I wouldn't have understood without the depiction that this is focused on, I don't know if that's a 5-corner, but that stop and yield there by the old Lot W. Which is how I understood, and I think I understood it correctly. Thanks.
You're welcome. Are there any other
This is
comments?
Alder Swansky.
Yes, sir.
Alder Swansky again. And again, I apologize for this, but when I went through all my packets, I just assumed that maybe, you know, that there was no links, that we were going to be getting something additional through email or something, or it was going to be more information was going to be provided. And that's why it didn't really raise a red flag to me until just now. So I apologize for missing that.
No, completely okay. And like I said, we will double check everything internally. I get hard copies on these just so I have the ability to make notes, and I understand that we're trying to transition as much as we can to paperless. We're still going to have our hiccups. Alder Keemer, you have a question?
Yeah, I just had a question regarding the creation of the 12 permit spots on lot 16. Are those being set aside for overnight parking or just for general use?
Yes. To answer your question, a permit spot, and we have many of them throughout the city. Don't ask how many, because I don't have that number off the top of my head, and I doubt PD does. But we have a number of permitted spots, and those are dedicated. So for example, if I have lot, what's the library? 22, I think. No, lot 22 is over by Graffitis. Let's say I have lot 22. 21 is by the library. Okay, lot 21, spot 14. That's mine. Day, night, forever and ever. I lease that spot. That would be the same intention with these as they are with all of the other city, or basically all of the other city lots. Any other questions? Alder Debo.
I just wanted to say, I have had issues with the civic clerk agendas, but never with the PDF format that I got. Everything in there tonight was in my packet. So good luck.
Yeah, we'll figure that out. I'm not sure what happened. I'll talk to Trish tomorrow, but we'll make sure it doesn't happen again. The motion before you is to approve the ordinance parking changes as presented. All those on the committee in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Are there any opposed?
No.
We have Morrow and did I hear someone else? Okay, by majority vote, the ayes still have it. The ordinances are approved and will be forwarded on to the city council. Item number 3 is to proceed with an alternative analysis as intended for TAP grant eligibility from Rettler Corporation for the Plover River Crossing Trail. We'll start with Director Badun.
Yes, what we're looking for tonight, and I apologize for those that haven't had an opportunity to look through the report related to Plover River Crossing Trail, is at the beginning, we were asked, whether or not TAP funding and pursuing that was the most economical, although we felt it probably would be, but just wanted confirmation from that. So part of the scope of work for Rettler was to look at that and see what, existed and kind of run that evaluation between a TAP designed trail and one that may, not meet those more stringent requirements. And so they have a report that I think it's very thorough in what they have. And I think for those that have had an opportunity to read it, understand what we're looking for here is really just to bring it to this body and just looking for your okay to proceed with that. As you'll see, and I'll summarize very quickly here. There's about a $70,000 difference in construction from what we estimate there. The majority of that, of course, construction costs, design standards are going to be for the boardwalk and bridge, the loading rates, which really aren't going to change between the alternatives if we go to different widths or any other requirement for TAP. But the opportunities there through TAP, as far as grant funding, and I tried to put a simple explanation in my memo, identifying what it is even on a partial, funding, but we have a very strong case to get considerably more funding through TAP to more than cover the $70,000 in additional construction. So long story short, recommendation would be to proceed as we originally had intended with a design standard for TAP funding to get that TAP funding together, which would be the 22 cycle. And we do have Ross Rettler with Rettler and Kevin Hagan with AECom, here tonight to answer any specific questions if there are. But long and short, really just looking to get the okay to move forward as we had planned, designing towards TAP.
Thank you. Ross Rettler, I know you're on here. Do you want to summarize anything before we ask for a motion?
No, I think, Mayor, I think Scott did a really good job. At the end of the day, it was our task as part of this process to really evaluate the two alternatives. Alternative 1 being the 12-foot bridge and boardwalk section, and a 10-foot wide paved trail section, and then alternative 2 being a 10-foot bridge and boardwalk section with an 8-foot trail section. So, as we ran the numbers, did the construction estimates, seeing a delta of $70,000, again, I think having that wider profile and that wider section that not only assists and meets the TAP standards, but also provides a more maneuverable trail for our trail users moving forward, I think really proved throughout this memorandum. And I think it's a great memo for people to actually read. So I would have everyone look through it when they get a chance to. But I think the alternative one in our conclusion was the route to go here. So Kevin's online here as well. We evaluated based on soil testing, went out there and soil tests, evaluate all different types of footing and foundation options, very thorough process moving forward here. So we're here to answer any additional questions that you guys might have.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And we will get it up online tomorrow for those of you that weren't able to get it. And we will make sure that is available at stevenspoint.com tomorrow. With that, I look for a motion.
Mayor,
Alder Kneebone.
I would like to move to proceed with the alternative analysis as intended for TAP grant eligibility from Rettler Corporation for the Plover River Crossing Trail.
Thank you very much. Do we have a second?
Alder Morrow, second.
We'll give the second to Alder Morrow. Now, discussion.
This is Alder Slowinski.
Yes, sir.
Even though, I've been kind of outspoken on this regarding the financial aspect of this, I have definitely supported this project. I think it's a great project. And I will be supporting this agenda item for the simple fact that, if we can, create the ability to get additional TAP grant money, I'm all for that. So I just want to voice that I will be supporting this.
Thank you, sir. Any other comments? Seeing and hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Are there any opposed? No one opposed. Unanimous consent. The motion is approved, and we are adjourned at 6:57 to Finance.
Videos of these meetings are available for viewing on the city's website, stevenspoint.com/videos.